Are you in your 50s or 60s taking calcium supplements every day, yet still struggling with weak bones, joint pain, or leg cramps at night? Or worse, has your doctor told you that you're starting to develop osteoporosis even though you've been trying to do everything right? Here's the hard truth. Millions of people take calcium the wrong way, and as a result, their bodies don't absorb it properly. Instead of strengthening bones, the calcium gets flushed out, or worse, ends up causing kidney stones, constipation, or even calcium buildup in the arteries. And it's not because you need more pills, it's because you might be making one of 5 common mistakes that silently block your body from using the calcium you're already taking. In today's video, I'll walk you through each of those mistakes, backed by science, and show you how to fix them easily so the calcium you take can truly do its job. Build stronger bones, prevent fractures, and protect your health as you age. Don't skip this, it could change the way your bones age for years to come. Welcome to Golden Health, the channel dedicated to helping you stay healthy, active, and confident through every stage of aging. If you're over 50 and serious about protecting your bones, today's video is a must-watch. Many people take calcium supplements daily, but their bodies still don't absorb enough, leading to weak bones, cramps, or even fractures. And while calcium is essential, what truly matters is how well your body absorbs and uses it. In this video, we'll explore 5 scientifically backed mistakes that can block calcium absorption even if you're taking the right dose. These are common errors, from the timing of your supplement to nutrient interactions to simple lifestyle habits that make all the difference. Stay with us to learn how to correct these mistakes and help your bones get the most from every milligram of calcium you take. Let's get started. Taking calcium without enough vitamin. Why it's a problem? Many people take calcium supplements faithfully, believing they're doing the right thing for their bones. But without adequate vitamin D, much of that calcium goes to waste, simply passing through the digestive system without being absorbed. Vitamin D plays a critical role in regulating calcium absorption in the intestines. It does this by increasing the production of a special protein called calbindin, which binds calcium and helps transport it across the intestinal wall into the bloodstream. Without sufficient vitamin D, your intestines may absorb less than 15% of the calcium you consume, even from high-quality supplements. This isn't just theory. Clinical studies have shown that people deficient in vitamin D are significantly more likely to have low bone mineral density and suffer fractures, even if they meet their daily calcium requirements. Your body gets vitamin D in 2 main ways, through sunlight and through diet or supplements. When ultraviolet B rays from sunlight hit your skin, they trigger the synthesis of vitamin D3, the most active and bioavailable form. Once in the body, vitamin D3 is converted by the liver and kidneys into its active form, calcitriol, which is what actually drives calcium absorption. Without sufficient calcitriol, your intestines don't get the signal to absorb calcium, and your bones don't receive the nutrients they need to stay strong. The problem is, as we age, our skin becomes less efficient at producing vitamin D from sunlight, and the kidneys may become less effective at converting it. On top of that, many older adults avoid sun exposure due to skin cancer risks, making deficiency even more likely. Practical tips. So what should you do? Get tested. Ask your doctor for a vitamin D blood test. Levels of 30 to 50 Ng per ml are generally considered healthy. Sunlight. Aim for 15 to 30 minutes of direct sunlight on the arms or legs at least 3 to 4 times per week, preferably before 10 a.m. or after 4 p.m. Supplement. Most older adults benefit from 800 to 2,000 IUs of vitamin D3 per day. Always check with your doctor before starting. Combine with calcium. Some formulations combine calcium and vitamin D3, but check the label to ensure the vitamin D dose is sufficient. Key takeaway. Taking calcium without enough vitamin D is like pouring water into a bottle with the cap on. Most of it simply won't go in. For your bones to truly benefit from calcium, vitamin D is not optional, it's essential. Ensuring adequate levels can make the difference between a supplement that works and one that just passes through. Drinking tea or coffee with your calcium. Why it's a problem. For many people, starting the day with a warm cup of tea or coffee is a beloved habit. But if you're taking your calcium supplement right before or after that drink, you may be blocking your body from absorbing it properly without even realizing it. Caffeine and certain plant compounds found in coffee and tea can interfere with calcium absorption in the intestines. The result? Even though you're taking the correct dose of calcium, your bones may not receive much of it. In fact, studies have found that caffeine can cause a small but measurable increase in calcium excretion through urine, and certain types of tea may contain tannins and oxalates that bind to calcium in the gut, rendering it insoluble and difficult to absorb. The science behind it. Let's break it down. Caffeine, found in both coffee and some teas, may increase calcium loss through the kidneys. While the effect is modest, approximately 6 milligrams of calcium lost per 100 milligrams of caffeine, this can accumulate over time, especially in individuals with low calcium intake or vitamin D deficiency. Tannins, abundant in black tea and green tea, can bind minerals like calcium, magnesium, and iron in the digestive tract, reducing their bioavailability. Oxalates, found especially in strong teas like black tea, also bind to calcium and form calcium oxalate, a compound that your body cannot absorb and which is eventually excreted. Together, these compounds can significantly lower the net absorption rate of calcium, especially if the supplement is taken within an hour of consuming these beverages. What you should do. Fortunately, you don't have to give up your favorite drinks. Just separate them from your calcium supplement by at least 1 hour. Here are a few simple tips. Avoid taking calcium within 60 minutes of drinking coffee or tea. Take calcium after a meal, preferably lunch or dinner, when stomach acid is higher and absorption is better. Consider herbal teas like chamomile or ginger if you want a warm drink close to supplement time. These typically don't contain caffeine or mineral-binding tannins. If you consume multiple cups of tea or coffee daily, make sure your total calcium intake, from food and supplements, is high enough to compensate for minor losses. Key takeaway. Tea and coffee are enjoyable and even have health benefits in moderation, but when it comes to calcium supplements, timing matters. By giving your body space between your caffeine fix and your calcium dose, you'll help ensure more calcium gets absorbed and less gets blocked or flushed away.
Taking too much calcium at once. Why it's a problem. Many people assume that taking a large dose of calcium all at once is more convenient. One pill, one time, and done for the day. Some even believe that taking a higher dose means faster or better bone protection. But here's the catch. Your body can only absorb a limited amount of calcium at a time. When you exceed that limit, the excess calcium doesn't go to your bones. It either gets excreted or, in some cases, deposited where it shouldn't be, such as in soft tissues or the kidneys. Most studies suggest that the human body absorbs calcium most efficiently in doses of 500 to 600 milligrams or less per sitting. If you take 1,000 milligrams or more at once, your absorption rate declines sharply, and the leftover calcium simply passes through your system. This mistake is especially common in older adults, who may take their entire daily dose of calcium, sometimes up to 1,200 milligrams, in a single tablet or at bedtime, thinking more is better. In reality, this habit may lead to lower absorption and higher risk of side effects, including constipation and kidney stress. Calcium absorption in the small intestine is a saturable process. That means your intestinal cells use active transport mechanisms that max out at a certain calcium concentration. Once that threshold is passed, your body switches to passive diffusion, a far less efficient method. Additionally, when a large amount of calcium floods the bloodstream all at once, it may temporarily raise blood calcium levels. This can signal the body to downregulate calcium absorption and possibly trigger the release of calcitonin, a hormone that reduces bone resorption and calcium uptake to prevent hypercalcemia. High single doses of calcium are also more likely to cause gastrointestinal discomfort, bloating, and constipation. Some studies even suggest that megadoses may contribute to arterial calcification over time if not balanced with cofactors like magnesium and vitamin K2. Practical advice. Here's how to fix this common mistake. Split your calcium intake into 2 or even 3 doses if you're taking more than 500 to 600 milligrams daily. For example, take 500 milligrams after breakfast. Take another 500 milligrams after dinner. Always take calcium with food to enhance absorption. Stomach acid helps break it down. Use labeled doses to track your total daily intake from both supplements and food sources like dairy, leafy greens, fortified products. Avoid taking high doses of calcium close to bedtime unless specifically advised by your doctor. Key takeaway. When it comes to calcium, more at once isn't better. It's often wasted. By dividing your dose and timing it properly with meals, you help your body absorb more calcium efficiently, reduce unwanted side effects, and give your bones the best chance to stay strong over time.
Ignoring magnesium and vitamin K2, why calcium needs its support team. Why it's a problem. When we think about bone health, calcium is usually the star of the show. But behind the scenes, there are 2 key nutrients that quietly play essential roles: magnesium and vitamin K2. Unfortunately, many people, especially older adults, focus only on calcium supplements, completely overlooking these 2 cofactors. The result? Even with adequate calcium intake, their bodies may fail to utilize it properly. Worse, excess calcium may end up in the wrong places, like arteries and soft tissues, increasing the risk of vascular calcification and kidney problems. In short, taking calcium without magnesium and vitamin K2 is like building a house with bricks but no cement or blueprint. You have the material, but nothing to hold it together, guide it, or put it in the right place. Magnesium is involved in over 300 enzymatic processes in the body, and several of those are directly related to calcium metabolism. It helps activate vitamin D by converting it into its usable form, called trithiol, in the kidneys. It regulates the function of parathyroid hormone, PTH, which in turn controls blood calcium levels. It affects calcium transport across cell membranes and influences bone formation. When magnesium is deficient, a common issue in older adults, calcium absorption drops. The result? Weaker bones, higher inflammation, and increased risk of fractures. Vitamin K2, on the other hand, plays a crucial role in guiding calcium into bones and teeth and keeping it out of arteries and soft tissues. It activates 2 important proteins: osteocalcin, which binds calcium to the bone matrix, and matrix GLA protein, which prevents calcium from depositing in blood vessels. Without sufficient K2, calcium may accumulate in arteries, contributing to arterial stiffness and cardiovascular risk, especially in people taking high doses of calcium over time. Practical advice. To support calcium's role in bone health, consider the following. Magnesium. Daily needs 300 to 400 milligrams for most adults. Sources: almonds, spinach, pumpkin seeds, black beans, avocados. Supplement forms: magnesium citrate or glycinate are better absorbed than oxide. Vitamin K2. Look for MK7 form in supplements. It has better half-life than MK4. Found in fermented foods like natto or as part of D3-K2 combo supplements. Daily intake, approximately 90 to 120 micrograms. Consult a doctor if on blood thinners. Choose a calcium product that includes D3, K2, and magnesium, or take them separately in coordination with your routine. Key takeaway: calcium doesn't work alone. Without magnesium to activate vitamin D and K2 to direct calcium into your bones, your supplement may do more harm than good. Think of calcium as part of a team, and when the team is complete, your bones win.
Living a sedentary life. Why movement is critical for calcium to work. Why it's a problem. You may be taking calcium, eating well, and even adding vitamin D, magnesium, and K2 to your routine, But if you're not moving your body regularly, you're still missing a vital piece of the puzzle. Calcium needs a reason to stay in your bones, and that reason is mechanical stress, the physical signals your bones receive when you walk, lift, stretch, and move. Without that stimulation, your body senses that bones are inactive, and it starts to resorb bone tissue, making them weaker over time. In short, calcium doesn't strengthen bones unless you use them. A sedentary lifestyle, especially in older adults, is directly linked to faster bone loss, increased risk of falls, fractures, and lower mobility. Bones are living, dynamic tissues. They constantly undergo remodeling through two key cell types: osteoblasts, which build new bone, osteoclasts, which break down old bone. Regular weight-bearing movement, like walking, climbing stairs, or light resistance training, activates osteoblasts and signals the body to deposit calcium into bone. This process is known as mechanotransduction, mechanical load turned into a biological response. In contrast, a sedentary body sends no stimulus for bone growth. In fact, studies show that even just a few weeks of immobilization, like bed rest or sitting too much, can lead to measurable bone loss, especially in the spine, hips, and legs. Astronauts in zero gravity, for example, lose bone mass rapidly due to lack of physical stress on their skeleton, despite perfect diets and supplements. Practical advice: you don't need intense exercise to benefit, just consistent, gentle activity tailored to your ability. Weight-bearing exercises, brisk walking, stair climbing, dancing, aim for at least 30 minutes a day, 5 days a week. Resistance training, light weights, resistance bands, or even body weight exercises like sit to stand from a chair. Try 2 to 3 sessions per week. Balance and posture. Tai Chi, yoga, or simple leg lifts help improve stability and prevent falls. Start slow. If you haven't been active, begin with 10 to 15 minutes a day and gradually increase. Always check with your doctor before starting a new exercise routine, especially if you have arthritis, balance issues, or osteoporosis. Key takeaway: calcium is just one piece of the bone health puzzle, and movement is the trigger that tells your body to use it. Even the best supplement can't replace the effect of daily walking or light training. So get up, move, and let your bones know we still need you strong.
Let's quickly review the 5 key mistakes that can block your body from absorbing and using calcium effectively. Not enough vitamin D. Without it, your intestines can't absorb calcium properly. Drinking tea or coffee too close to your supplement. Caffeine and tannins interfere with absorption. Taking too much calcium at once. Your body can only absorb about 500 to 600 milligrams at a time. Ignoring magnesium and vitamin K2. These nutrients help your body activate and direct calcium to the bones. Not moving enough. Physical activity tells your body to build and strengthen bone tissue. Even if you take the right dose of calcium, these mistakes can silently limit its impact, or worse, send it to the wrong places in your body. Fixing them doesn't require drastic change, just small, smart adjustments that can help keep your bones stronger longer.
If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell so you won't miss any future health tips from Golden Health. Your engagement helps us reach more people who need this important information, and it motivates us to keep making high-quality, science-based content just for you. We'd also love to hear from you. Have you been making any of these calcium mistakes? What's your daily bone health routine like? Share your thoughts in the comments. We read every one. Thanks for watching, and take good care of your bones.